All right, guys, it's now time for the big one. It's like the best picture at the Oscars, baby. It's like the album of the year at the Grammys.
Way more hate comments, though.
Yeah, yeah. If we're gonna get some comments, going to come out of this one. Who do we have, or who do you guys have? Because I'm not going to include myself in this thing, because I don't want the letters.
Smart.
Who do we have for Team of the Year? And Coach Sess, lead us off, baby.
Hey, CCS, baby, Carolina Combat Sports and Fitness. Favorite coach of the year has to be Tom Ziegler. I already told you Shamik Harvey was my favorite fighter of the year coming out of that camp. Dylan's already mentioned Willow Lyles, Jonathan Martin. I mean, they picked up championships. They fought. They've been on UFC Fight Pass. Motsinger. I mean, what more can you say about that team? You know, I think the performance that Brian Battles had in the UFC, especially with that Paris card and his mic skills. You know, everybody else is just a distant second this year for me. You know.
Gotcha, Mr. Dillon.
Yeah, so the Team of the Year is tough because when you do the Fighter of the Year, you're only pissing off the select few people who have the ego big enough to think they're the Fighter of the Year. Whereas when you do the Team of the Year, you're going to piss off multiple gyms full of the baddest people walking the Carolinas, right? So it's tough. CCS was definitely my Team of the Year as well. I think the thing that kind of made it a little bit more competitive in my mind was there were some weight, kind of mishaps over the year, just little things over the course of the year as far as the amateur fighters go, and some just little slip-ups here and there. But when you talk about the batting average, when you talk about how many times Tommy Z steps up to the plate, he's going to strike out a couple times, but he's going to knock it over the fence more times than not. And especially with the debuts, you talk about people who come into their first fight looking like they've got 5 fights. Most people who come out of that gym do. But the gym that had the biggest come up for me this year, and certainly I'm talking about teams, when you talk about CCS, them becoming more involved with Fury has been great for the Carolinas as well, because now we got Isaiah Monroe on there. We got grapplers from the local scene getting signed to their grappling show. So Austin, Texas, very far from North Carolina, but there's more and more of our guys getting called up by this random promotion down there we need more people from the Carolinas. You guys are putting on good fights. You guys are putting on good matches. So that's really good for us. But a team that's been doing a lot of traveling this year and a lot of winning is Team Jimmo. In terms of traveling to international games and the Gamma MMA stuff, I can't even name all the athletes right now off the top of my head. I know Saeed Yalami. I know Scary Kerry Miller. I know a lot of the people out there are the Muscats, Silas and Gabe, I believe, both did it this year. International competition, wearing, I was silly to say this. I was watching the movie Cool Runnings last night, and they were talking about how being able to walk into the Olympic Village bearing your nation's flag is like the greatest single honor an athlete can have. Even if they don't win a medal, they just, get the chance to represent their country. And I feel like, people representing their country, but also representing, our local fight scene, even if it's a weird rule system that I don't fully comprehend the efficacy of, and the judging's really weird, the fact that storyline is at work, it works on me. It tugs at my heartstrings a little bit to see those guys that I know from local fight nights go across the world and beat up guys from Kazakhstan or whatever the case may be, and win a medal. So, especially acquiring Joe Selecki, that's a huge maneuver by them that could hopefully level the playing field with CCS. But make no mistake about it, CCS is far in the lead. They are lapping the competition currently, but I'm sure that it will not be long now until more teams are catching up. I talk about, I'll probably, no matter how good Coach Cody Malte does, I'll never be able to give the Team of the Year to Elevate, just because of my involvement with them and stuff. But they have so many guys that are approaching that 5 amateur fight number. Now you got Chris Gonzo, one of the most standout pinnacle members of their team for years and years. He's pro now. So we're seeing that more and more of their guys are going to ascend to that level of prodom. And I mean, I think about when I first started training there, how there was only 12 people who trained there total across all the sports. Now they have a fight team that's 25 deep. So if every team is doing what they're doing, we're going to have an amazing fight scene in 2-3 years time.